In a world shrouded in the darkness of tyranny, where truth is often a casualty and ignorance wears a crown, a new dawn is breaking. As the commercial media empires crumble, a courageous network emerges, one fueled by truth, driven by courage, and dedicated to awakening minds. This is not just a podcast. This is a revolution of consciousness. Welcome to the Network of Awareness, a beacon of light cutting through the chaos. Join us as we navigate the tumultuous waters of current events, delve into the intricacies of politics, explore the realms of spirituality, decode the mysteries of health, unravel the complexities of economics, and investigate topics of cultural significance across America and abroad. Prepare for insightful interviews with thought-provoking guests who are inspired to educate you. We are the antidote to misinformation, the remedy for apathy, and the catalyst for change. This is your connection to a network of truth, courage, and awareness. Tune in, open your mind, and join the great awakening. I am your host, ORRA, the informationalist, guiding you through this journey of awareness. Welcome to the Network of Awareness podcast radio station.
My aura is a network full of awareness and gifts like ORRA, the informationalist, the informationalist, the informationalist.
Peace and greetings, people and fellow citizens of the United Shenanigans of America. Thank you for joining me on this Legacy of Lies episode today for this critical examination of the political landscape that we find ourselves in, titled The Truth Behind Trump's Deceptive Propaganda, Uncovering the Shenanigans. Today, I want to delve into the world of political propaganda, specifically that which has been wielded by former President Donald Trump. We are witnessing a narrative unfold that aims to deceive the American people, creating a distorted reality where Trump positions himself as the sole savior from the alleged chaos orchestrated by the current administration led by President Biden and the Democrats. But as we peel back the layers of this narrative, we begin to uncover a web of deception, fear, and misinformation that threatens to divide and conquer the very fabric of our American society. Let us begin by acknowledging the power of narrative in shaping public opinion. In the realm of politics, storytelling is a potent tool, and Donald Trump has proven himself to be a masterful storyteller. The narrative he is weaving suggests that the nation is on the brink of disaster and only he can rescue it from the clutches of an incompetent and malevolent Democratic administration. This narrative, however, is not born out of a genuine concern for the well-being of the American people, but it is rather a calculated strategy to gain political leverage. The cornerstone of Trump's narrative lies in the portrayal of a nation in distress, facing insurmountable challenges that can only be overcome with his return to power. This narrative is not just about policy differences. It is a carefully crafted tale that exploits fear and uncertainty. By painting a grim picture of the present, Trump seeks to manipulate emotions, instill anxiety, and create a sense of urgency. In doing so, he aims to position himself as the only figure capable of restoring the nation to its former glory. To comprehend the danger embedded in Trump's narrative, we must recognize its roots in a strategy as old as politics itself, the art of divide and conquer. The idea is to pit Americans against each other, creating internal strife that destroys distracts from larger systematic issues. This strategy has been employed by various entities throughout history, and Trump political propaganda seems to be a modern incarnation of this divisive tactic. The real danger lies not just in the ideological differences between political factions, but in the potential for these differences to escalate into ruthless and violent conflicts. Central to understanding this narrative is the nation of a shadowy entity known as the deep state. Trump suggests that this elusive and malevolent force has been manipulating the political and economic landscape for centuries, pursuing a globalized one world order system of control. While the idea of a deep state is not new, Trump exploits it to further his narrative, casting himself as the lone warrior against this supposed force. This narrative not only fosters a sense of victimhood amongst his followers, but also establishes an us versus them mentality that undermines trust in democratic institutions. The current economic and political climate serves as fertile ground for Trump's narrative to take root. The world is grappling with unprecedented challenges, from a global pandemic to economic uncertainties and political polarization. In such times of uncertainty, people yearn for stability and reassurance. Trump capitalizes on this vulnerability, positioning himself as the beacon of hope, the only figure capable of bringing back the so-called good times. However, we must critically question whether Trump's promise of a return to prosperity aligns with reality. While it is true that the United States faces pressing issues, Trump's narrative conveniently omits the fact that the deep state government he speaks of has been shaping policies for decades. The economic and political challenges we face are not the result of a recent administration, but rather a culmination of complex, long-standing issues. It is crucial to recognize the dangerous precedent set by Trump's political propaganda. By exploiting fear and disseminating misinformation, he creates a volatile environment where truth becomes subjective and facts are dismissed as partisan rhetoric. The consequences of such a narrative are profound. A nation divided against itself, where citizens become adversaries rather than collaborators in the pursuit of a better future. I must also address the role of social media and modern communication platforms in amplifying Trump's narrative. In an era where information spreads rapidly and widely, these platforms become battlegrounds for a competing narrative. Trump leverages these tools to reach millions, disseminating his message directly to the public without traditional filters of journalistic scrutiny. This unfiltered communication allows for the unchecked spread of propaganda, further deepening the divide within society. As concerned citizens, we must ask ourselves, what are the implications of Trump's political propaganda for the future of our democracy? Are we willing to accept a reality where political discourse is fueled by fear, division, and misinformation? The danger lies not only in the potential return of Trump to the political stage, but in the lasting impact of the narrative he has crafted. To counteract this narrative, we must prioritize critical thinking, media literacy, and a commitment to truth. We cannot allow ourselves to be swayed by emotionally charged rhetoric that seeks to exploit our fears and insecurities. Instead, we must demand transparency, accountability, and a return to a politics rooted in facts and genuine concern for the well-being of the American people. So in conclusion, people, Trump's political propaganda is a dangerous tool that should not be taken lightly. It has the potential to further divide and destabilize our nation, playing into the hands of those who seek to exploit our differences for their own gain. As responsible citizens, we must remain vigilant, question the narrative presented to us, and work towards towards a more united and informed society. The path forward requires a commitment to truth, a rejection of fear-based politics, and a collective effort to build a more resilient democracy for generations to come. Peace and blessing, peoples, and may the force of the Most High always be with you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Network of Awareness. If you would like to join or find out more about our show, please subscribe and follow us at networkofawareness.com or your favorite podcast listening platforms. If you would like for us to discuss any specific topic you would like to listen to, leave us a message on our website, or you can directly email us at orra@networkofawareness.com. Now, tune in to one of the fastest growing podcast shows on social, spiritual, and self-awareness. With that being said, people, living in the present, being directed by what's given in the hour-long sessions, mind-blowing confessions of improvement that needs checking. Welcoming all ears, tuning out, peace and blessings.